Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Doctor Who Minecraft Adventures. And this one's going to be more of a talkative episode. It's going to be talking your ears off with this one. If you can't tell, instead of playing as the 11th Doctor Minecraft skin, I was actually looking for a Peter Capaldi Minecraft skin, because I have a feeling he's going to be great. But I couldn't find anything for Peter Capaldi, a good skin at least. So I'm rocking the Richard E. Grant Shalka Doctor. For those of you who don't know, he was a one-off kind of Doctor as well for the animated for an animated episode that came out in 2003, and he was going to be the 9th Doctor. But you know, Russell T Davies came out with the show in 2005 with Christopher Eccleston as the actual 9th Doctor. So Richard E. Grant portrayed the Shalka Doctor, which was the 9th Doctor. But it was never actually considered canon because Christopher Eccleston was the 9th Doctor. So, you know, because he's... And I actually cut my recording doing that shit. Well, Shalka Doctor, like I said. So he's pretty cool. So basically, he's going to explore the server. And I'm actually going to talk a lot. It's going to be more of a talkative episode, not me just flying around going, oh, cool, look at this, look at this. And David Tennant's hair is brown again. So that's good. So, what I want to talk about is mainly the War Doctor, 8th Doctor, and 9th Doctor setup that we had. Now, what would have been really cool, in my opinion, is if Richard E. Grant, who played the Shalka Doctor, wasn't cast as, you know, Simeon, Dr. Simeon, in the Snowman episode, which introduced Jenna Coleman's character. No, it didn't introduce her character, but, you know, it introduced her more so. Okay, so what I was trying to say is, we all know that John Hurt, I'm going to go back here as a little reference to myself to make talking about this easier. We all know that, I lost my train of thought for a second. We all know that, you know, John Hurt is the incarnation in between Paul McGann and Christopher Eccleston. And for me, I thought John Hurt was actually pretty sweet. I wouldn't want to see John Hurt have any more stuff in terms of TV stories, but, you know, comics and maybe audio plays and stuff like that would be interesting as part of the Time War era. But, you know, there's people that are fine with it just being, you know, just a one-off episode and having the Time War still as a mysterious thing. But for me, diving a little more into the Shalka Doctor stuff and whatnot, it actually would have been really cool for me, at least in my opinion, to think that, you know, the Shalka Doctor, Richard E. Grant, if he wasn't cast in the Snowman episode, it would have been cool to see him come back to Doctor Who as the War Doctor. Right? He was in between Paul McGann, and technically in between Christopher Eccleston in terms of the way things went in Doctor Who. So for me, it would have been so sick to actually see the Shalka Doctor in the 50th as the War Doctor, but I can't really argue because John Hurt was just fantastic in the episode. A little just spiel there about it. And speaking of the Shalka Doctor and speaking of Doctor Who in general, I have teamed up with a writer, another writer besides myself, and have gotten the blessing of the man who wrote Scream of the Shalka, which was the animated episode featuring Richard E. Grant as the Doctor. Got his blessing to write a fan comic web series, not a fan web series, technically a fan comic web series that will be pushed on the web for free if people are interested in checking it out. It'll take place in the Shalka Doctor universe, so we don't step on actual canon of the show too much. So, for the comic, what's all going to be canon is from Doctors 1 to 8. So, you know, you have your William Hartnell all the way to your Paul McGann. And then we're going to take the Shalka Doctor, and in the first comic of the comic series is going to be the Shalka Doctor regenerating into our own original incarnation set in this alternate universe. So in our world, in our interpretation, the Shalka Doctor is an alternate universe 9th Doctor, where Christopher Eccleston, if you want to call him the 9th Doctor, is the 9th Doctor of the I just went around in a big circle. Christopher Eccleston is the canonical Ninth Doctor, whereas the Shalka Doctor for us is going to be our universe's Ninth Doctor. So, the way the comic is actually being set up is you have the alternate universe, where it's the Shalka Doctor as the Ninth, and then you have the canonical, I'm probably saying that wrong, but the canonical universe, whereas Christopher Eccleston is the Ninth Doctor. And, you know, it's going to be great to do. It's going to be fun. The writer I have hired to help me out is a wonderful writer. He's got an awesome story for a regeneration story with the Shalka Doctor. So, yes, the first episode of our comic, I'm going to call it episodes, because why not? But the first regeneration story / episode of the comic is going to be the Shalka Doctor regenerating into our alternate 10th Doctor, who looks pretty cool. I'm not going to say what he looks like. I'm not going to reveal any of that. I'm just going to say he looks pretty sweet. And then what we're going to be doing is having our own, essentially, world of Doctor Who. So yes, there'll be original monsters from our imagination, but there will also be monsters from the series history. And I can reveal that the first comic, aside from being a regeneration story of Richard E. Grant's Shalka Doctor into our original 10th incarnation, will actually also feature Cybermen. So, it's going to be a Cybermen-esque regeneration story, which are never a bad thing. And we're actually basing the Cybermen design off of the Flood Cybermen. So if you don't know what the Flood Cybermen are, I will also link a picture / link to what those Cybermen look like. And this is a very awesome looking first Doctor. Either way, that's just me venting and talking. Not even venting, just me chatting away about what to expect. And oh my god, how did I not see this before? Yes, like I said, we're making our own little series, and it's going to be awesome. That is so sick on so many levels. But yeah, so apologies for like breaking off like that. How did they make that? Yes, for those curious, the comic will be coming out, I don't know when, but you can expect it to be releasing on the internet, and I will definitely be updating you guys on that. If there's interest in it. If there's not interest in it, then whatever, we probably won't do it. But there's a chance that there's going to be interest, because we do have the blessing from the guy who wrote Scream of the Shalka, which is awesome. So expect that. Expect this Doctor here, the Shalka Doctor, to regenerate into our own original 10th Doctor. But I will definitely, I don't want to spoil too much, but in the description of this episode, I'll link people to the Scream of the Shalka trailer, for people who are actually curious about it a little more, if you haven't heard about it. And I'll also be linking to the Flood Cybermen, so you know what they look like as well. And you get a better understanding of the Cybermen that'll play a part in this regeneration story that we're writing. Either way, thanks for watching. And I apologize if this bothers you all about this just being a big ol' speaking episode, just talking, because people might not be interested in that kind of thing, but allons-y.